Hi, how are you? This coming Shabbat, we'll be reading Parshat Bamidbar, actually opening the new Sefer Bamidbar. And I was thinking about an article that I wrote a few years ago that was entitled Streaks and Slumps. And I imagined, where we would find ourselves around this time when pitchers would either be on fire, really and really pitching well, or already considered to be in a slump, and how they're going to deal with that. That's what you can only imagine in your memory. Since this year there is no pitching unless you're going to Korea or other places. There's no pitching happening at all. But nonetheless, I want to have us think about streaks and slumps that we might find ourselves in through the vehicle of the Midrash. The Midrash is interested in the question, why is it that the Torah is given in the Midbar, and actually puts it this way. V'daber Hashem el Moshe b'midbar Sinai, opening verse. Lama b'midbar Sinai, why in the Midbar? Mikan shanu chachamim b'shlosha devarim nidna haTorah. From here the sages taught that the Torah was given through three vehicles. Ba'esh, uvamayim, uvamidbar. The Torah is given with fire, the Torah is given with water, and the Torah is given in wilderness. Ba'esh minayin, it quotes a verse about Har Sinai, about fire, that Mount Sinai was all filled with the cloud of smoky cloud, Shan Kulo. Water, Gam Shamayim Natafu, Gam Avim Natfu Mayim, a verse in Shoftim about the heavens that drip and pour forth the water, Uvamidbar, and in the wilderness, quoting our verse. And then it says, why was the Torah given through these three vehicles? And it offers its answers, that they are free, etc. The important answers actually in the Midrash. I would like us to think about the Midrash in a certain way. And it's really in the context of our streaks and slumps. I read the Midrash as describing different points in our religious lives. It fully understands that our spiritual life has ebbs and flows. Fire, Aish. When we're on fire, at points when we're inspired, driven, yearning, there's a fire in our belly about our religious lives. Mayim, water, which of course we can imagine in lots of different ways. In my mind's eye, I'm trying to think of the tranquil waters, Mei Menuchos, a very different mental and spiritual state, all very powerful, but there's a sort of tranquility to our an evenness to us. And then there's a midbar, when we're feeling all dried up, wilting in the heat, shivering by night, thirsts, lethargy. That's the midbar. And that midbarness is where we often find ourselves. And I wonder whether we find ourselves in that these days. And if we were writers, it would be a writer's block. If we're ball players, it will be a slump. And in other creative work, we just call it a funk. And for any religious person, we call it periods of uninspiredness. We might experience this period, just short periods of, phrased differently. We might experience in our lives short periods of Aish, when we're on fire, and Mayim, we're just feeling that it's even and it's good and it's flowing nice. I mean, we might experience much longer ones of wilderness, of midbar. Perhaps the majority of our lives, 40 years the Jews were in their midbar, right? And so our absolute goal, of course, is to get out of the midbar. The midbar, the wilderness, is a place which, if we need to enter it, we're desperate to traverse quickly and get to the other side. We recite a Birchas HaGomel, a thanksgiving prayer to Hashem, a blessings of thanksgiving for survival when we do get to the other side of a midbar. Yet, a promise is expressed in this midrash, as I'm reading it. And this midrash claims, or I claim through it, that not merely that we can continue to trudge through the desert for days and weeks or decades and hoping to get on the other side. It actually claims that meaningfulness can yet happen in a midbar. The Torah can be given and received in the desert. If I might say I'm parched, I just can't fire up, or I'm internally agitated and can't settle into a good mood and place religiously, Midrash is declaring that there is spiritual life to me yet there. More for me to experience, even if I'm in my funk. So that no season of the life of no season of the year of our lives, no internal cycle, and no situation like the one we've been in is absent of opportunity. Meaning and even inspiration can be found in each. We're meant to experience richly the fullness of our present state, whatever it is: fire, water, or wilderness. We just need to appreciate our state, inhabit it, and then try to experience what is there to be encountered. So as we arrive in the days ahead at the season of the giving of the Torah, of Matan Torah, wherever we find ourselves, allow it to be rich. Fill it with richness. Even if we're not inspired so much, there's much that we can still accomplish then. Don't dismiss it. Hopefully we'll get to the other side, but find meaning even in what we have now. Wishing you a Shabbat Shalom and a Sivan ahead. This Sunday is Rosh Chodesh, and a Matan Torah as well, of great meaning. Whatever state, Eish, Mayim, Midbar, we are in. Shabbat Shalom.